All right, so script is sent out officially. We have two assistants, and two screenwriters, and then hopefully by the end of July, there'll be two executives reading as well, both in features. So that should be. Hopefully, someone likes it. We'll see. Today's been a weird one though. I had I had an interview at the WME restaurant, which would be an awesome gig. Pays well, and I'm kind of in the middle of it all, so people would know my name. That'd be cool. And obviously, I'm not gonna pitch my screenplay or anything to the agents and people who work there, but it just get me in the middle of everything I want to be in the middle of, and I think it could help and open some doors. At least I could create some real connections with people. I think it went really well. It's really fancy. It should be great. It pays well, and it's only film people at the top of their game, so that's cool. The guy Ari Gold from Entourage, his character is based on the Ari Emanuel, who I think is still the president of WME, but anyway, basically king of Hollywood, so there's that. That'd be cool. Today's been a weird day though, because I had a coffee and a call with two different people in the film industry. And the coffee was interesting because we talked an awful lot about where the industry's going. And I think the problem with Hollywood seems like everyone here is kind of 3 years too late in a way for their predictions. Where now people are starting to see how the splintering of the studio system and the dependence on streamers and the nicheification of everything, that happened 3-4 years ago, but now it seems like Hollywood's taking notice, finally. Which is interesting. And so now you have some executives who believe, okay, nicheification is going to happen 100%, and if you want to be a director, writer, producer, whatever, you just need to start creating your own audience and own your own audience, and that's your leverage. And I understand that point of view. I think it's a correct point of view completely. I also just cannot get behind that is the only way. I'm making these videos where I'm talking to a camera. I'm not editing them. I'm not putting sound effects to them. It doesn't take me a lot of time, and there's a reason for that. It's because I want to be spending my time on my screenplay, on applying for jobs, etc. And this is really to keep myself going and hopefully one day build a community, right? Not an audience. And I think that's where also Hollywood has it wrong. You don't want customers. You want members. People want to feel like they belong somewhere and that they're part of something. And that's what I'm trying to do with these videos is, I might make 365 videos of this year, and I might have maybe 5 followers, or subscribers, hopefully more. Hopefully there's more people who, want to be filmmakers, who want to be part of this, but, and that's okay. I think the idea behind it is that it just keeps pushing me. But also those 5 subscribers could be the most devoted subscribers ever. The TVPN is a podcast that I listen to their clips. They have a 3-hour live every day, which I'm really confused who listens to that because it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Regardless, they're very good. But what happened was they got sold to OpenAI for $200 million. They only had 60,000 followers on YouTube, or subscribers. But it was the right audience. It was the right membership base for OpenAI to be influential at. So they got paid a lot of fucking money. Now, obviously, they sold their souls to do it in a way. But we'll see. We probably won't even find out how much control OpenAI has over them. Regardless, obviously, it's about the thousand audiences. but it's not audiences of 1,000 members. That's where it's going to get interesting. Because if you can imagine you have an entire documentary going out week by week about the process of making a movie. Or day by day, even. Day by day, it could be a couple minutes, right, on social media, and then week by week, you have a long-format horizontal show. And it's literally just the documentary behind the scenes of the making of this movie by this filmmaker. And people can follow along, but more so they can be part of the development of it. You know, from the initial writing stages to production to distribution, all the way through. Now, obviously that means that the story might be ruined to like the real followers, the real members. I was thinking one idea would be, right, is like you develop that community, those members, and you can have them read your screenplay and give notes, right? Obviously you might have like a pay tier just so that also it makes sure that it's people who really, you know, you don't want to get 1,000 comments on something. You want to get the people who really can give you good comments. But anyway, it's not audience, it's membership. I think Hollywood's missing that. And the question is, how does that correlate to big budget movies? Because I can see how it could correlate to a $100 million movie. You know, you can make back that $1 million. You can make a profit, you know, through local indie theaters, probably alone. If you have the right, if you can just build the right connections to them. But a $20 million one? I don't know about that. Oh, and then the other thing interesting about this coffee too was the idea. We talked an awful lot about marketability or commerciality. Sorry, not marketability. And we had two varying ideas of commerciality. My version of commerciality is something that everybody could. I believe it's what I think is going to do well. I think commerciality is what I think a lot of people are going to watch and talk about. I like commerciality not so much as if something is 2x or 3x profitable, which is great, but it's more so the dent it makes in the culture. How many people are talking about it? How many people have seen the clips? How many people have seen the photos? How many people are, you know, talking about what the actors are wearing or a specific scene? Not everybody needs to pay $20 to go see the movie to make a commercial. Where this person was talking about commerciality is what's on the poster. You know, Hail Mary, what's the logline? It's a man is lost in space and has to find his way home, right? That's commercial. You can see the space on the poster. But for like my script for Duel, what's on the poster? It's a man probably running through fog, chasing after another man. Like, that's cool, but it doesn't, like, it's not like shocking or crazy or eye-catching, right? And that was his definition of commercial, which I can understand completely. I just disagree, because I think, yes, that's a form of commerciality, an aspect of it, and it can help. I don't think it is it. I think a good movie, a good idea, good story will surpass that philosophy of commerciality any day. And I think you see that because you have a lot of movies that get produced that aren't that great, and for a couple $1 million, and they make a couple $1 million back that you and I have never heard of or seen or anything. But that's deemed commercial. But I look at it this way: if I'm Amex and I'm the one funding this movie, well, yeah, it'd be great to make my money back at box office and make profit. But really, where it comes from is owning the cultural moment. It's that all these people are talking about it. All these clips are being shared, right? This whole idea of a hero prop, right? You know, most expensive ad ever produced is $33 million in 2004 or something like that. Well, You spent $33 million on a hero prop. That's a lot of money on just one video. But if that video could be a million different other advertisements and mechanisms to make money off of, suddenly it's worth it. And imagine even if all those other parts of it bring people to this main one where you can also make money off of that. That's called a movie. Movies are the greatest marketing in the world. I mean, Toy Story, man. Toy Story is the greatest ad ever. Same with Star Wars, right? But it doesn't have to sell IP in that sense. It can sell the brand associated with the movie. Warner Brothers, for example, sold last year to Paramount, right? Or this year. Well, with Sinners, Minecraft, and One Battle After Another sweeping the Oscars, they are valued so much higher as a company to be sold, as well as a brand. We now identify as the viewers that Warner Brothers is making good original content. Now, I'm more likely to go see another Warner Brothers movie than I am a Disney or Universal, right? And I think people are forgetting that the brand of these studios is kind of that's the product. That's the real product. And that's what you're selling. So an Amex could do it. Suddenly now everyone wants to go see an Amex movie, and you can only go see it if you pay with your Amex credit card. Or, whatever, maybe not that. Or you can get special points, if you use an Amex credit card, etc. So, I don't know, it's just interesting. And then I just had a call today with somebody who gave me a little different angle, but more positivity about it, where yes, it's a shifting landscape and everything's changing, but this whole industry is always shifting and changing, and you need to adapt, and you want to put yourself in the best position to do so. That's what I'm gonna try to do. That's everything for today.